For once, Angel Reese was actually picking on somebody her own size. Now, if I was to take bets in this, NaLyssa Smith versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47. I'm putting all of that on NaLyssa Smith. All right. I'm not sure it would be even close.
What happens when fierce rivalry crosses the line on the court? One bold move aimed at NaLyssa Smith backfired in the most unexpected way, landing Angel Reese in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Here's how it all unraveled. Angel Reese may have walked onto the court with swagger and confidence, but she walked off with something she didn't expect, a brutal reality check served cold by NaLyssa Smith. In a matchup between the Chicago Sky and the Dallas Wings, what was supposed to be just another competitive game turned into a defining moment, not just for Reese, but for everyone watching. This was the night Reese's typical intimidation tactics hit a brick wall, and Smith was that wall. From the tip-off, Angel Reese carried herself the way she always does, with flair, fire, and the kind of energy that's made her both a fan favorite and a polarizing figure. She came in expecting to control the game physically and mentally, but standing in her path was NaLyssa Smith, who wasn't just prepared, she was waiting. Things escalated fast. Early in the game, Reese delivered a hard foul, more of a shove really, on Smith. It wasn't subtle, and it wasn't basketball.
Down around the rim, NaLyssa Smith and Angel Reese both got technical fouls, and things got a little chippy between the two.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice pass.
Right there.
How did Dejanay hit that to Smith? That was in our line of sight. There wasn't any daylight.
Yeah, the speed and accuracy of that pass.
Now we got some chippiness. Smith and Reese jawing at each other.
But rather than backing down or simply walking away, Smith responded with calm but unmistakable defiance. She didn't flinch, she didn't retreat, she held her ground, and that more than anything seemed to unnerve Reese. It was a psychological reversal. The Chicago forward, who had built her persona on intensity and control, was suddenly on the back foot. Reese squared up as if to continue the confrontation, jaw tight and posture aggressive, but Smith wasn't playing that game. She stood steady, even bored as Reese ramped up the theatrics. The referees stepped in, issuing technical fouls to both players, but the real winner of that moment wasn't determined by whistles or stats. It was written all over their faces. Smith returned to her position cool and composed.
The two of them getting into it. And by the way, this started off by NaLyssa Smith going for a rebound and Angel just shoving her. Just shoving her and then complaining to the refs. And by the way, I don't blame Angel Reese for, shoving people and expecting to get away with it. The referees have shown that you are allowed to shove people and get away with it. Like, that is a given.
Reese, on the other hand, looked like someone who had just lost a battle she didn't expect to fight. That night, Reese's usual playbook wasn't just ineffective, it backfired. Smith had studied her opponent. She was ready for the trash talk, the physicality, and the mind games. And instead of reacting emotionally, she let her performance do the talking. In just 19 minutes, Smith posted 14 points, efficiently asserting dominance on both ends of the floor. Meanwhile, Reese stumbled to just 4 points and 5 rebounds. Her impact on the game reduced to sideline drama and frustrated gestures.
Angel Reese playing like trash all game, but that confidence doesn't waver, I guess, right? The arrogance doesn't waver, right? We could miss layups, we can miss shots, but that confidence doesn't waver at all. I mean, look at this. Angel Reese, after going 3 for 12 on the night, at this point, she has a historic play where she elbows Dejanay out the way, and here we go. Move it, little girl. And yeah, Angel Reese talking that trash.
To understand the depth of this clash, you have to look at the history between these two. This wasn't a one-time scuffle. Their rivalry dates back to Reese's rookie season. Even then, Smith seemed to be one of the few players who could truly rattle her. Over the past year, their interactions have been marked by minor altercations, heated exchanges, and tension that's been steadily brewing under the surface. But this game? This was the boiling point. Smith's approach to Reese wasn't emotional, it was clinical. She shut down passing lanes, anticipated movements, and blocked shots with precision. It wasn't just defense, it was dominance. And while Reese was focused on posturing and confrontations, Smith was focused on basketball. That difference made all the difference. Even the crowd felt it. As the exchange unfolded, phones went up, fans stood, and the energy shifted from casual excitement to heightened anticipation. Everyone sensed that something meaningful was happening, and they weren't wrong.
She's reading plays, like NaLyssa Smith reading plays defensively.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice.
Oh.
How did Dejanay?
Angel Reese tries to intercept the pass, and then her and NaLyssa Smith start jawing at each other, start talking at each other.
This was more than a clash between two players. It was a moment of exposure. It showed the limits of Reese's style when it runs into a player who doesn't play along. And let's not ignore the broader context. NaLyssa Smith used to play for the Indiana Fever, the same team that now fields Caitlin Clark, another star Reese has had tension with. While Smith may now wear a different jersey, her pride in that organization hasn't faded. For her, this wasn't just personal, it was symbolic. She was defending more than herself. She was defending a legacy. Angel Reese is no stranger to being the center of attention. She thrives on it. But for the first time in a long time, she found herself outmatched, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Her usual intensity, which so often gives her an edge, became her undoing. Smith didn't just resist the intimidation, she turned it around, exposing the weakness in Reese's approach. The fallout was immediate.
You know what's going to be funny one of these days? When none of her teammates try to get in the way of anything. Is she going to actually charge? Like, is Angel actually going to charge? One could say they're not in the way here, but she didn't. Oh yeah, NaLyssa's standing there like here. Oh, okay. Well, she got a teammate right here. Oh, this is interesting. Dejanay does come around right there. You saw her. She's kind of trying to say, hey, calm down, boo.
Reese's body language shifted dramatically. Gone was the assertive, confident leader. In her place stood a player suddenly unsure of her footing, scrambling for the dominance she couldn't quite reclaim. It was an uncomfortable sight for her fans, and an eye-opener for her critics. To be fair, Reese has had moments of brilliance this season. Her rebounding, hustle, and energy have helped her team in big ways. But this game highlighted something deeper, the need for maturity and evolution in her game. You can't rely on intensity alone. When that fails, what's left? Against players like Smith, who combine talent with emotional control, the answer has to be more than just attitude. Smith's poise, her preparation, and her refusal to back down sent a clear message. You can't bully everyone. Eventually, someone will call your bluff. And that night, it was her. In post-game analysis, commentators pointed out how Smith was not just defending well, she was reading plays like a seasoned pro.
NaLyssa Smith was D'ing up Angel Reese pretty staunchly during this game.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, no.
The game, Charles.
Give me that. Jesus, dude. When NaLyssa Smith is doing that to you, you know you just aren't ready for it, man. When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened?
That level of preparation is what separates solid players from great ones, and it's what allowed her to control the narrative of the game. Even as Reese tried to dominate it, it wasn't just about blocks and buckets, it was about restraint, discipline, knowing when to engage and when to just let your game speak. Smith did all of that, and in doing so, she delivered the kind of karmic lesson that doesn't come often, but when it does, it's unforgettable. For Angel Reese, the loss wasn't just in the box score, it was in the moment she realized her tactics no longer had the desired effect. She didn't just lose to a better player that night, she lost to a smarter one. And for NaLyssa Smith, this wasn't just a win, it was a statement. One that said, you don't get to write the script just because you shout the loudest. She flipped the script on Reese, and maybe on the league's expectations too. In the end, the final score didn't tell the whole story, but those who watched closely saw what really mattered. Smith didn't just defend herself, she redefined the terms of the rivalry. And for Angel Reese, it might just be the wake-up call she needs to grow from player to professional. Karma didn't wait, it found its moment, and delivered it through NaLyssa Smith. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the latest drama and highlights from the WNBA.